Hello and welcome back to Code Interpret. So today we're going to have a look at variables and what are variables. Variables are like containers. They're names of objects. So remember how I told you about like everything in Python is an object. Okay. Everything is treated as an object. So let's say we have a variable. So variables are declared by giving them a name, and the name can be anything. We're going to talk about the naming conventions in a bit, and then you assign a value to it. And then you remember we use a print function to print the output in the terminal. Okay, so we have another box called box A, and we say it's true. We declare another variable called box B with a string Holland, and then we print box A and box B. Okay, but there are certain restrictions and some rules to follow when we're creating a variable. Now, rule number one. So let's just put them down over here. Rules. It cannot have a special character. Okay. Two, cannot start with a number. Okay. And three, there are case sensitive. We're going to have a look at each one of these. Okay. It can't be a reserved keyword of Python. It can't be a name of a built-in function. Okay. Now, okay, what happens if we start a name with a number? So it cannot start with a number. Let's try to use it. Okay, one box. See, it's already marked red. It's gonna return a syntax error called invalid decimal literal. Okay. And then it should not contain a special character like a hash. It should not contain a dollar sign or a percentage sign. Box, dollar, percentage. It would still return an invalid syntax. Okay. So what is the best practice? You can create a name with an underscore. Okay, so for example, you want to store a username. Okay, so the best practice is to use an underscore. And okay, now let's check the case sensitivity. If I create a variable with the same name, but with just one letter capital, so Python has just created two different objects. Okay, one is J and the other one is blue, so it's case sensitive. Okay, so you're not allowed to use uh, Python keywords that are reserved, like built-in functions. Okay, so print 100, and I try to print print itself, and that would return an error, type error. Okay. Okay, that's about it. Okay, one last thing. If you have declared a variable and you try to print it before the declaration, it's going to give you an error saying username is not defined. If you still try to run it, it'll give you the same error. Name error, username is not defined. And that's because Python interprets and reads your program file line by line, one after the other. Okay, so it first reads this and then followed by the next line.